with West head coach Lamar Brown. So, Coach, you guys had the run to the quarterfinals last year, ran into a very good Oak Ridge team. Just reflecting on that, what was your biggest takeaway about why you guys weren't able to get over that hump?
Well, there's a lot of stuff we got to do better, but, one thing we figured out in that game, because we lost to a very good Oak Ridge team. We knew it was going to be a tight game coming in. We played them about twice ever since I've been at West, and once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. But, and the game ended in a controversial fumble recovery call, and our kids figured out that there's only certain things we can control. And, we can't even control if there's a fumble and we foul on it that we're going to get the ball. And so our kids, and we've talked a lot about it this offseason, that the only things we can control is the work that we put in and control our attitudes and do things the right way. And our kids have really bought into that. And they have taken that. And, and that game's not something we dwell on, but I know a lot of our kids and me, that's always in the back of my mind, always in the back of my heart, because our kids was hurt after that game, and they've carried that hurt over into the winter workouts and into spring practice and into this summer, and have really, this has probably been one of the most focused core group of players that I've coached in a long time. They have really got after it. They've done a great, we've had 40 freshmen come in, and they've taken those guys underneath their wings just to speed up the process of them knowing what our expectations are. And the big thing that I've seen, past couple years, it seemed like that it was coaches coaching players on being focused and being committed and giving relentless effort. And now I hear a lot of conversation player to player about those things. And that's really, I think that's really sped this team's growth up.
You mentioned 40 freshmen coming in. Is that a big number?
It is a big number for us, and probably out of those 40, we probably got about 14 linemen in there, which is something that we never have, it seems like. But it's exciting time. I think people have seen that that we're going to do things the right way at West High School, and want to be a part of it. We are keeping our zone kids, and they want to come here, and we're building a sense of community, and it's an exciting time, and it shows with the number of freshmen that we do have.
Any changes to your coaching staff, or you have some more continuity there?
Well, we have had a couple of changes. I lost Nate Martin. He got an assistant principal's job and AD job at Clinton High School. We're very proud of him. But the great thing was we also added former West defensive coordinator and former Catholic defensive coordinator Kevin Lane to our staff. He's back home again, and he's coaching our DBs. And so we're excited about. We've had some. Rodney Ellerby coached DBs, and he moved to tight ends, and Nat Scott took over at wide receiver, and we're really excited about our coaching changes.
Let's talk about your two guys you brought here to Media Days. Let's start with Mason Adams.
Mason Adams is a 4-year starter for us in the offensive line, started about halfway through his freshman season. And he has turned into, he's a kid that came in and didn't say very much, and came in and was thrown. I've always heard it's hard to play young guys the closer you get to the football. And we threw him as close to the football as you could get as a freshman, and he fought his butt off. But he has grown so much physically and mentally, and he's really grown into a leader on our football team, and especially our offense. He really helps those offensive linemen out, and really helps the whole offense out with his leadership.
And Shannon Blair obviously giving you some two-way explosiveness and production.
Oh, yeah, Shannon's an unbelievable kid. It was funny. Yesterday we was in the equipment room cleaning some stuff out, and we found with this senior class come in, and we had all their sizes, and shirts and height and weight, and I looked at Shannon's, and he came in at 5'7", 142 pounds. And just to see the way he's grown physically, the work he's put in, and the way he's grown mentally, and Shannon's turned into a really good leader for us. We was missing a lot of our athletes this spring, and Shannon was one of them that we had, and he helped a lot of guys out in that secondary that didn't really have a clue on what they was doing, and he helped lead those guys, and that was really fun for me and Coach Ellaby to stand around and watch. And Shannon is, I've told everybody, he's the most special kid I've ever coached with the ball in his hands, and we've got to find ways for him to touch the ball 12 or 15 times, and that's something we're going to chart during the game. And he's just so special with the ball in his hand. And in our spring game, he had 4 catches for 4 touchdowns, interception on defense for a pick 6. So that just shows you a little bit about what he's about, and we're excited to have him back one more year.
Well, with that has come attention from colleges. Talk about his recruitment and how he's handling that.
Well, you know, Shannon was probably the most versatile kid I've ever had recruited. About half of his scholarship offers from Division I schools. Half of them was on defense. The other half of them was on offense. And all the coaches talked about him being a returner in the kicking game for them. And so that was fun to go through. And I think Shannon's a kid that handled it the right way, took his time, took some visits, made a decision. He wanted to make a decision early so he could focus on his senior year and get it out of the way, and you know, just going through that process with him and him handling it so well was great.
Last thing, what about the schedule this year stands out as different? What do you think about this year's schedule?
Oh, whoever made this schedule should be fired. You know, we're in a dang tough region. Jump from one tough region to another tough region. And then sitting there with our out of region games being Bearden, Farragut, Fulton, Alcoa, and Maryville. I mean, whoever did that was crazy. But we're excited about it. A lot of different challenges, a lot of different faces on it. Get to go to some new places. Our kids have really bought into it. Our kids know it's challenging. I mean, you know, we got, you know, you look at state championship teams on there. I mean, you know, Central won back-to-back state championships a couple of years ago, and Maryville and Alcoa, I don't think I need to explain that one, but our kids are, you know, we play some teams that don't lose, and our kids are excited about the challenges. So.
You guys are in that echelon as well. Coach, all the best this year. Look forward to seeing you on the Game of the Week.
Okay, thank you, Vince.
All right, that is West head coach Lamar Brown.